我哋疍家人好好彩，見過所有最靚嘅日落。
Hi, welcome to the Silver Spleen. My name is Thurston Howell IV, and this is my review of Floating City. A boat-dwelling family takes in a Eurasian baby and raises him as one of their own. Growing up, Bo Ah-chun faces insults and discrimination from both sides as he struggles to take care of his family, build one of his own, and discover who he really is. Floating City is apparently based on real characters, and it's no secret that Eurasians faced a lot of prejudice in Hong Kong. According to some people, Anthony Wong's early career had him playing a lot of bad guys because he was Eurasian. So there you go. Even if you didn't know any of that stuff, you would learn it watching Floating City. I mean about the discrimination, not about Anthony Wong. This movie is an interesting story that spans a lot of Hong Kong's recent history. And it's set in some really interesting scenery that we don't see very often in local films. But to be honest, the execution leaves a lot to be desired. You know, I don't want to go negative this early in the review. I really don't. Because early on, Floating City is pretty good. Alright, it opens with some sketchy CGI, but I can forgive that. You can't put Josie Ho on a small boat in the middle of the ocean during a big storm. It's not safe. So I can forgive that. But if somebody says, oh, this baby has blue eyes, why do you show me a brown-eyed baby? Now, in this case, CGI would be okay, because you shouldn't put contact lenses in a baby's eye. But never mind that. Aaron Kwok plays Bo, the Eurasian, which is a little odd because Aaron Kwok doesn't look Eurasian at all. In the movie, he's adopted by Josie Ho, who plays the younger incarnation of his mother. She refuses to allow anyone inside or outside the family to say anything about Bo's difference. Bao He-jing plays Bo's mother in her older years, and she is fantastic in the role. Of all the things I enjoyed about Floating City, her performance was definitely the top of the list. Bo's wife, Tai, is played by Charlie Yeung, who again does a very good job with a role that frankly should have been bigger, or at least her character should have been much better developed. The film squanders a chance to make its central premise more detailed and well-defined. As unfinished as Charlie Yeung's character is, Annie Liu's Fiona has such blatant aspirations of being a homewrecker that it couldn't have been more obvious if she was naked in every scene, touching herself. That wouldn't offend me, I'm just pointing it out. Now, there were some things I liked about this movie, and there were even some that made me laugh, although I don't think all of them were intentional. At one point, Bo's boss says to him, "We won't delay you anymore." Alright, maybe that was intentional. But I'm 110% sure that the filmmakers had no idea that the face painted on a lantern by a child looks exactly like Mr. Bill. Now that's not a bad thing about the movie, it's just something I noticed, and it made me laugh. Floating City is a film I wanted to like, and in some ways I can't dislike it. There were moments in the film that I really enjoyed, but overall, across the running time, it tries to be so meaningful that it just starts to sink under its own weight. It's really a shame because a lot of the sets and the costumes are really wonderful to look at. Most local movies are set in the present because it's cheaper. So seeing recreations of Hong Kong across the last half century is a lot of fun. You just kind of have to be very patient and forgiving to see them. Floating City becomes so ponderous and heavy-handed that it literally exhausts you while you watch it. It's very obvious very early that Floating City is a story about identity. So there's no need to have a scene where Aaron Kwok broods and asks himself, who am I? You're an overactor. Everybody knows that. There's also no excuse for makeup being so obvious on actors in this day and age. Now, I realize this is a very ambivalent kind of review, so maybe it would be strange for me to recommend the movie, but I think you should see it. It's an interesting film. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. Of course, I want you to watch this movie because you paid some money for it, not because you stole it. In the description, there's a link where you can buy the movie. I don't care where you buy it, as long as you pay for it. If you enjoyed this review, please leave me a comment. If you didn't enjoy the review, leave me a comment anyway. And if you really like the reviews, please subscribe to the channel. That way you'll get to see all the new ones right away. Thanks for watching.